Thank you for joining Liz and I. Today we are going to be looking at setting the social media scene for 2022. So, why social media marketing? If you thought social media couldn't grow anymore, then you need to think again. COVID has hugely affected digital growth. In fact, we saw 3 years of change take place in just 3 months as advertisers turned to a digital-heavy strategy. UK social media ad spend increased a gigantic 49% from 2019 to 2021. And 77% of the UK population now use social media. Social media is, now more than ever, where your audience hang out. And attractions have adapted and grown their social presence because of this. They've tried things that they would never have dreamed pre-pandemic. From paid virtual open days to live streaming sheep races, they have had great success and growth on social media. And for good reason, because 7 hours per day is now spent on social media per average user. That's a huge 4% year-on-year increase.
And this is despite the fact that there are more challenges with privacy. Just in case any of you are unaware of this, the Apple iOS 14.5 update, which came out in April this year, meant that all apps had a notification pushed to the users giving them the option to opt out of all tracking from the app. This has made it harder and harder for businesses to track results and target cookies, and early indicators are showing an opt-out rate of nearly 90%. But it's still there and it is still key.
And Facebook continues to grow. Just look at their latest news. They've released their Meta parent branding, and within that sits brands such as Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp. They're becoming more than just a social media platform, introducing virtual reality, augmented reality and smart glasses into the mix. And it's already starting to happen. I'm very excited to be going to the ABBA Voyage holographic stadium tour in June with a huge group of friends, but that's something that would never have been possible pre-pandemic or even a year ago. Google is letting their users see 3D animals in their own living room through their app, and a German circus is using holograms instead of real animals. So these are 3 real life examples of how this move to digital is becoming more and more apparent as we move into 2022. So how will your attraction adapt for this digital future? Perhaps you'll start to have unusual animal holograms, maybe elephants or tigers instead of your traditional goats or sheep. Maybe you'll have digital shows at your attraction that are live streamed on social. Your digital visitor will become just as important as your real life visitor as we move into 2022 and beyond. So, takeaways from this section. Social media is where your customers hang out now more than ever. It's how your customers expect to be engaged with, and you need to embrace the future and think ahead. How will you adapt to this new digital future?
Thanks, Beth. The next key question for your attraction is, what network should you be using? Currently, people check into an average of 6.6 social media platforms daily. In some ways that doesn't sound that many, but there are over 100 platforms to choose from. This is just a list of the top 84 across the world, many of which you will have heard of and use yourself, and many that you won't, as they are key in other countries across the globe. Your attraction just can't be everywhere at once. The next 3 years particularly will see an explosion of new platforms, and it's just impossible for brands to have an active presence on all of them. We would suggest you fully commit to 2 to 3 platforms. But where is it that you should be spending your time? If you've heard the news over the last few years, it's tempting to think that Facebook has had its day, with issues of constant new platforms coming up, TikTok coming in with such a boom, the privacy issues and lawsuits and the whistleblowers, and the outage in October this year. But statistics show that it's still on top. This graph shows the answer to the question, as a marketer, indicate your most important platform. The red bar is Facebook, so although it's had a bit of a dip since 2018, it is still as high as it was in 2016, and it is the biggest by far. The blue bar is Instagram, which has had a big growth in the last couple of years. But as Instagram is part of Meta, it's still all the same thing. Then here, looking at what the public say. So YouTube is on top as the most used, but Facebook is a very close second, and the rest of Meta is there too, with WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger and Instagram as the next 3. And it isn't just organically that it's key as well. Facebook provides better targeting options and bigger audiences than any of the other social media platforms in terms of advertising, which should still be up there in your list of platforms to focus on. But it's really important to work out the specific split of platforms for your attraction. If you're going to fully commit to 2 or 3 platforms, find out where your audience is. So who are your target audience? Are you looking for those midweek mums, those grandparents bringing their toddlers, or are you a screen park looking for teenagers? This will all depend on where your best mix of platforms is for your audience. You can use your Google Analytics to have a look at your demographics, and you could use your Facebook and Instagram analytics, and you can do your own research. So have a look where you think your audience is spending their time. So the key takeaways from this section are to fully commit to 2 to 3 social media platforms. Facebook remains the biggest platform, but work out where is best for your specific attraction. And keep your toes in the water on upcoming new platforms for your audience. Speak to your younger members of your team or family and friends where they are and ask where they are spending their time. Where is that audience for you?
Thanks, Liz. So what content should my attraction be posting as we move into 2022? For once, Facebook are on our side. They're giving us a little bit of help, and that's through their widely viewed content report. It's released every quarter, and whilst the information is US based, it gives a really good indication on the sort of thing that people want to see in feed. Take a look at it each quarter, and in particular pay attention to the top 3 post styles and try these for your attraction. But overall, your content needs to be entertaining and inspiring. So whether that's sharing content from an influencer, undertaking a competition, a hilarious prank, or simply sharing that a new baby animal has been born, this is the way to engagement and to people's hearts. It's important that you tailor that content per platform. So people visit different platforms for different reasons. Facebook is the place to engage with family and friends and undertake interesting news. Instagram is the place to be inspired, and TikTok is the place for funny and entertaining content. So whilst you do need to repeat your message across those platforms, ensure that it's specific to each platform. Take one key piece of content and tweak it across all of your social channels.
One of the best ways to do this is through a good use of video. Adam Osroy, head of Instagram, recently cemented this by saying Instagram is no longer a photo sharing app. Video really is the future, and it's already here. So whether it's in your Instagram Reels, your TikToks or Lives, short form video content really is the new norm, and it's what people expect to see. So it's important to invest in teaching your team how to quickly and easily record and edit video. Perhaps choose a couple of social media stars who are willing and confident to appear in video. Help them by doing lots of practice with them and give them the opportunity to be that person for you. By doing that, you can use this content across your paid and organic social media. This will give you a good head start with the creative. It's currently getting harder and harder to be seen organically. This chart shows the source of newsfeed posts from Facebook in the US. It shows that only 14% of posts came from the pages followed. So despite the fact you might have thousands or even hundreds of thousands of followers, your average post is probably only being seen by a few percent of those. So it's crucial to make sure that your attractions get the best chance to be seen. The best way to do that is to create engaging content, and the algorithm is definitely preferring video at the moment, so video should be a key part of your strategy. And because of this as well, it's important to use paid advertising to your advantage. It shouldn't just be something that you use as a last resort just because you really need to sell something that weekend or in an upcoming time. It should be part of your strategy across the board. This will help increase your reach and get you out there to potential customers and to your existing customers who might follow you but not necessarily see your posts. So it's a crucial way to reach out to new customers and convert your existing ones. The key takeaways from this section are to make sure your content is entertaining and inspirational, to have a look at what's out there, including Facebook's new report, and other platforms will have similar. Include paid advertising within your strategy, and video. Find a way to create the best videos, allocate some budget, teach your team, and choose some stars to be confident. Thank you very much.